Good morning students. So in my last video I hope all of you got the concept of how to find the values of the determinants. So today we are going to learn the properties of the determinants. Okay. So here what is the property? One is the value of the determinant remain unchanged if its rows and columns are interchanged. Okay. So here it's a small example. Suppose you have a determinant, okay, where the elements are 2, -3, 5, 6, 0, 4, 1, 5 and -7, and you are expanding it through the first row where you are getting the value as -28. Now what we will do here, the first row has become first column, the second row has become second column, and the third row has become third column. Okay, and we have exchange between the rows and column, that is we have doing the transpose. And after doing the transpose, if you expand it again through any rows or any column, or you want to expand through your column, you will get the same value as your -28. So this is the property 1, where if you exchange between the rows and column, your determinant value remain unchanged. Okay, next is if any two rows or columns of this determinant are interchanged, then sign of the determinant changes. Okay, so here example is there, the same thing, that is the same example is 2, -3, 5, 6, 0, 4, 1, 5, -7, where you have got the value as -28. Now we are interchanging the elements between row 2 and row 3. So row 3 will come to row 1 and row 2 will go to row 3. Okay, and after that, now if you are expanding and finding the determinant value, you will get the opposite sign. So before previous determinant was -28, after we have interchanged, our sign gets also changed, but value remain unchanged. So what is the difference is coming in their sign. So previous it was -28, now it is coming 28. Okay, this is property number 2. Okay, in property number 3 is if any two rows or any columns of the determinant are identical, okay, the value of this determinant is 0. Suppose if you see here, the values given here in this determinant is 3 to 3, 2 to 3, 3 to 3. So if you see your first row and the third row, the values of this, both the rows, if you see, are same. So if you expand it anyways, you will get the answer to be 0. This is property number 3. Next comes property number 4. If each element of row or column of this determinant is multiplied by a constant, then the whole value gets multiplied by k. Okay, that means suppose if you are multiplying, you have a determinant, and if you are multiplying any constant number in either of the row or column, suppose here you can see this constant is multiplied in your first row, okay, and after the constant has been multiplied, okay, so before this you have to find the value of this determinant. So some value will be coming here, original value. After you multiply the constant in your first row, and then if you find the value of this determinant, you will see the answer difference will be the times you are multiplying the constant number. For example, I will do one thing. So here if you see delta, while it was taken as element 2, -3, 5, 6, 0, 4, 1, 5, -7, what was the answer we have got as -28. Now what I will do is, let me multiply my constant 2 with this first row. So it will be 4 -6, 10. Okay, 6, 0, 4, 1, 5, -7. Okay, and now let me find the value of this determinant. So it should come double than this, is not it? So 4 will be 0, 4, 5, -7. It will be +6 now because it is already minus here. So 6, 4, 1, -7 plus 10, 6, 0, 1, 5. 0 -20 plus 6 minus 42 minus 4 plus 10, 30. So this will be coming as -80. This will be -46 into 6. So see here, what we are getting is minus 56. So see, what is the difference? It is double, is not it? Because why it is coming double? Because we are multiplying the constant double in the first row or not. So the answer is coming double. So this is property number 4. Okay. Next is in property number 5. If you see here, if sum or the elements of the rows of a determinant are expressed as the sum of 2 or more terms, then this determinant can be expressed as the sum of 2 or more determinants. So if you see here, in our first row of this determinant, some constant or some elements are added, is not it? So you can break this determinant. So one determinant will be comprising A1, A2, A3 with B1, B2, B3, C1, C2, C3, and another will be lambda 1, lambda 2, lambda 3, B1, B2, B3, C1, C2, C3. So it must be present in the first. So suppose if this was present here, lambda 3 was present here, then you cannot break. To break this determinant, the constant number or the element must be present in the same row or in same column. Then only you can break it. Okay, this is property number 5. And in property number 6, okay, for example, before this, let me see here. So if you see this example sum, you can see some constant number or the elements are added in the second row. So we can break this. So how we will break here? In our one part of the component of this determinant will be A, B, C, X, Y, Z. And in the second column, second determinant, A, B, C will be the first row, but in second row will be 2x, 2y, 2z, and third will be x, y, and z. Okay. Now in property 6, what is given? If to each element of any row or column of this determinant, the equi-multiplies to the corresponding elements of other rows are added, then the values of this determinant remain unchanged. So this type of transformation already you have done as in matrix, is not it? So if you remember, you have done this type of transformations as in your elementary transformation with your row wise, column wise. So same thing, it is done also in terms of determinant. So these are the basic 6 properties of the determinant, and using these properties you will be asked to find the values of these determinants.